Hi, Ocean Dust here. Today I'm gonna discuss one of the hottest artists of the moment in Poland, Oskar Cyms. Now, I never heard of that guy yet, but apparently he's everywhere nowadays. And he rose to fame through a pretty well-known Polish program that I fail to pronounce every time, but I'm gonna give it a try. Twoja twarz brzmi znajomo. Okay, that's pretty hard. But that translates as your face sounds familiar. Now, in that program, celebrities are dressing up as other singers and are covering their songs. And the first time I heard of that program was when it was mentioned in a Belgian newspaper. Now it turns out a Belgian artist called Denzel was performing on that program because he's kind of big in Poland, but over here he's not really that well known anymore since the 90s. And he even covered a Polish artist singing in Polish, so that's pretty impressive. Now Oskar Cyms won one of the editions of that program, and that's how he rose to fame. He also has a rather huge following on TikTok. Now, he has been releasing a lot of really fast-paced songs, but I'm gonna have a look at his most recent release, which he dropped back on May 14th, and it's called No Co Ty. Now, I'm just gonna play the song and try to play along on my guitar, searching the chords. This guitar is, by the way, from my little son. He's only 6 years old, so it's nice and small. Alright, let's play this thing and have a look. Wow, feel good energy. Alright. Okay. Nice little build up here. Okay, he's gonna hold those 3 chords. It's just E minor, D, and C. Wow, really happy feel here. A summer-like feel. Video is really well edited also, perfectly on the beat. Wow. Really nice. It's got that drum and bass going on even in the chorus. A bit of 90s drum and bass, like the Bumfunk MCs used to do, you know. But with a modern production, of course. The whole song is just 3 chords. And they're pretty cliche chords. But you know, because of the energy and the happy feeling, it really works. Impossible to sit still to this. I really like the vocal melody, even though it's pretty familiar. The whistling, I'm not such a big whistling fan. I would have rather seen an instrument there, maybe a synth or a violin or something like that. Alright, pretty short. That's about like 2 minutes and a half. That's pretty short, which is quite clever because he doesn't do much, you know. He doesn't change much in the song. It's just constantly the really simple chords. It's just a typical pop progression, you know, the 6, the 4, and the 5 chords, which you hear in a lot of other songs, obviously. But he gets away with it. It's a good production that really hides the cliche nature of the chords. Yeah, the atmosphere, the production are all fantastic. His voice, really well done. Not only did he sing it well, but there's also a lot of extra vocals, a lot of subtle elements that elevate the song even further. It gives that extra summer feeling. which the song really projects really well. It was released in May for a reason, you know. But I can't help but feel that it's a bit too familiar sometimes. I don't really like the whistling because it just repeats the same melody that was already repeated throughout the whole song. I'm just not a big whistling fan. It just feels a bit too much like jingle, a bit too much like you see in commercials or in reclama. But okay, overall it's a great song, good pop song. But that melody, I heard it somewhere before. I'm just gonna have a look because I think a couple of years ago someone released a very similar melody and pop song. Now, after thinking it through a bit and doing some research, I discovered what the melody of this song, the main melody, really reminds me of. It's a song by Dua Lipa with Martin Garrix that released a few years ago. It's called Scared to Be Lonely. Now, if you compare those songs, you'll see that they're not exactly the same. But if you compare the melodies, you can really see where he got his inspiration of. That's what Oskar Cyms does. But what Dua Lipa does is something like this. If you listen to Dua Lipa in the verse, you can hear it. Now that part is really similar. Now of course that's only a small part of her song, but a really big part of Oskar Cyms' song. But okay, I think it's just, he gets away with it probably, it's just different enough I guess. I couldn't say it wasn't done on purpose because a lot of modern songs really nick a old melody on purpose and just change it enough to sound familiar so that it would be a hit faster than another song would, than a completely new melody would. Because people recognize it and think, wow, that's catchy, what is that? You know, it's a good trick. But of course the negative of that is that the song tires a lot quicker than another song would. And I think it could be the case with this song, even though it's really catchy and it really wants to get me moving. And I really like it actually. But I do think in a few months I'll be rather tired of it and it might be forgotten. That's of course only speculation. But for now I'm just gonna keep listening to this one. And I wouldn't be surprised that it will be played a lot when I visit Poland in July. You know, you just associate it with youthful energy. I just get an image of a lake party or other stuff you can do, you know, around, you know, stuff you do in the summer. It just fits there everywhere, doesn't it? I enjoyed this song, even though it's not perfect. So thank you once again for watching and discovering Polish music together with me. It's certainly a country with its own unique scene, and most people aren't aware of that. I certainly wasn't before I visited Poland for the first time. So I'm up for discovering a lot more melodies from that beautiful country, and I hope you'll keep watching together with me. Now I'll see you for the next one. Drop a comment below as always, and thank you. Bye bye.